Hello everyone, welcome to today's video on the important articles from the Hindu, November 1st. So let's start with the first article, news article. No time-bound pacts on climate change at G20. So before this, we are seeing there were developed countries were asking for net zero targets by 2050, etc. So no such pacts have been agreed upon at G20. And in this, you can go through this article. There are some important things in this article, like commitment of $100 billion by the developed countries to developing countries every year. That is one thing, and there is you can see mRNA hubs here, uh, and also the concept of climate justice that was there in the news. So, what is these mRNA hubs? These are hubs. I've added some information here. You can access this PDF in my channel. So mRNA hubs are technology transfer hubs on relation to development of vaccines, mRNA vaccines. Also, what does mRNA vaccine? You can read about mRNA vaccine here in this PDF. Moving on to the next article. Row over caste split of MG Narega wage. So there is a in Rajasthan there some of the laborers were given the fund wages and some were not given. The differentiation is based on the caste. So there is some controversy going on regarding that. You can just go through this article and you can make that point which you can write in relation to the Narega scheme. Moving on to the next pages, page 2, 3, 4, there are nothing important from these pages. And in the fifth page, you can see here about the Maoist Supreme Court verdict in Maoist case may impact NIA court. You can know about NIA court. What is National Investigation Agency? First of all, you try to understand that. Then you can know about Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Also, like you can read about Maoist movement, etc. This will be asked in mains paper 3 in relation to the security aspects. There is a syllabus called a concept topic called as development and spread of extremism. In that context, you need to read the relation to Maoist, etc. Also, there is some prelims related issue, prima facie material. What is a prima facie material? You can read about that. I've added some information here. Moving on to the next page, the editorial part. You can see this underestimated utility. So this is about the same thing from last few days. We are seeing about the Narega, other funds, etc. Like around 73,000 crore were given in the budget for Narega, but more than 100% has been utilized by some of the states. In that context, this article is there. You can go through it. And then this article, court's order on Pegasus still falls short. This is about the that we have seen in the last few days that court has appointed an external panel to investigate the Pegasus spy issue. So this article is saying that appointment of external panels is not enough because most of the in the past we see appointment of such panels by the Supreme Court or the other high courts has not delivered justice. So this article is saying that more than that we have to do. This is you need not go through that. Just that information you can note down. The second one, getting nutrition back on the school high table. Go through this. This can be important from paper to welfare schemes also, and also essay related statistics also you can note down. What is what is a triple burden that we are facing, etc. You can read, and also there is a prelims related PM Poshan scheme. Even in mains also they can be asked. If this schemes related question can be asked. Go through that. So this article is important. Just go through that once. Then you see this big push. This editorial not very important. This is from USA's domestic issues and its posture on international platforms. Not important. And then you see this. In the next page, you can see this. This is a review of a book, a reminder from SARS coronavirus 2. You need not go through complete article, but there is a you go through this article. Provoking nature beyond a point can lead to unimagined and irreversible consequences for human beings. So that statement is important because UPSC previously has asked an essay on this, which is we may brave human laws but cannot resist natural laws. You can write an essay and send it to my Telegram on 7702884475 or 9966014365. I'll get back to you. So write an essay on this. We may brave human laws but cannot resist natural laws. Also, there is a related quote: "Nature to be commanded must to be obeyed." Francis Bacon made this statement in relation. You can connect all of them and write an essay on that. Next article, living on death row with illness. Not important article, but this is about the Supreme Court judgments and the whether we should end the death penalty for those who are facing mental illness, etc. So not need not, but just you can go through this underlined parts and make a note on that in your notes. Moving on to the next. Ahead of COP26, Indian site highlights emissions gap. This is also an important article. So till now, we have a narration from the developed countries that developing countries have to contribute because they are the largest emitters now, etc. So there was a narration that has been happening from the developed countries, uh, pressuring developing countries like India and China and other countries to be in forefront in fight against the climate change. But recently, this height has come up where this has given an historical perspective on the emissions and has put burden on the developed countries to take the forefront, to take the more responsibility in relation to fighting the climate change. So, in that context, this is an important thing. Article, go through this once. No time on this is a continuation. US and dispute over steel and aluminum tariff. Yeah, you can go through this once. What is this? In during Trump era, there were some tariffs that were imposed. So in that context, you can go through this ones. And the next article, this is Navy takes delivery of warship. So this article is important. There are some important items mentioned here. What is Project 15B? The BrahMos missile. There are what are the different destroyers under Project 15B. You can note them down, and I have added some information about what is Project 15B, what is a BrahMos. There are three different versions of BrahMos, that is surface to air missile, air to air missile. We can also launch it from the water. So these are the different things that you can study from this article. And moving on to the next, yeah, this article is important. Informal sector shrank sharply in 2021. Important from paper 3 economics perspective, and also from prelims perspective. What is the contribution of informal sector to the Indian economy, etc. You can read from this article. And moving on to the next page. Yeah, this article, Punjab does a deep dive for Indus dolphins. Most of us might have heard about the Ganges dolphin, but there is also Indus dolphin. Read about that. This is also an endangered under IUCN Red List. It it occurs in River Bayas, and it is also available at Harike wetlands, etc. So, what is Harike Wildlife Sanctuary? What is Harike wetland? So, is it a Ramsar site, etc.? You find out that, and also you can read about IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. So, go through them once. Yeah, in the international page, Taliban leader makes rare appearance. Just need not go through the complete page. Who is like head of Taliban? Just note it down. And the yeah, this is UAE urges citizens to leave Lebanon as soon as possible. Continuation from the yesterday's. I need not go through this. Yeah, read this. US bomber flies over West Asia. This is an important thing from prelims perspective. There are some things mentioned. What is a bomber? What is Strait of Hormuz? What is Persian Gulf? What is the importance of Persian Gulf, Red Sea, Bab el Mandeb Strait? Locate them in under the map. So that is important. And then you can see this last page. Exchange traded funds. not very important, but just understand about exchange traded funds, etc. Also, you can, if you read this, you can know about Sensex, Nifty, etc. That basic understanding of these things you should have. So in the sports, you can go through the main headings, etc. Don't go deeper into the sports. Thank you for today.